Hi, Robbie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I bet it's really sunny and nice down there, or is it still cold?
Well, we are into the 60s now, so that's great news.
I've been working on my deck plants the last couple of days. It's like, ugh. Oops, I better admit some more people here. Admit all. And I better change my name because that's not my name. Rename. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
And Janice is joining us.
Small group today.
You guys are early.
Oh, well, 1 minute.
I know that's what I was going to say too. 2 minutes early.
Well, that's early. Here come two more. We have busy people on this group. And it's different every month, depending on what else is going on and what the topic is. And good morning, Jill.
Good morning, everybody.
Oops, here comes another one. Admit. Here comes Lee. Roth. Okay. I will give it till about 3 minutes after to start, just not to waste too much of your time, but to give a few of the others a chance to join in. Let's see, now I don't need this. Gotta get my screen organized. Don't need that. Do need this. Okay. Good morning, Carly. You look great. Jim Polk's here.
Thank you. Good morning.
Another year we'll be calling him Mr. Bossman.
The other person
Okay.
has call captions enabled. Please start speaking.
Huh? That's a new one on me.
Who's the other person?
I don't know. There's nobody in the waiting room, so it's one of you guys. Or maybe it's me. Jim, you're not on mute, are you?
No, I don't think so. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. I just wanted to make sure.
I can't stay long. I just thought I'd pop in for a little bit.
Oh, well, we don't need hall passes in this group. People can come late, leave early, don't have to register. It's like, what am I gonna do if you register? Okay, Mimi's here, admit her. Got another couple minutes. Is everybody enjoying little bits of spring break before it starts raining again?
Yes,
Yes.
we have
Hi,
a big
Mimi.
fundraiser on Sunday, and it was getting a little white knuckleish there for a while, but it looks like we're gonna sail through. We're outside at a winery, so
Oh, good.
yeah.
Well, that sounds like everybody will be ready for that.
Oh, yeah.
I know those of us that went to the district celebration were just so thrilled to be able to see each other in person. It's like, I love you guys, all you talking heads, but it's so nice to be able to see people in real life. It's like, wow, you're taller, you're shorter, you look different than I thought.
Even in our pouring down rain, leaky tent was
Oh.
fun.
Yeah. Did anybody else do the axe throw?
I have trouble with even a Frisbee, so I really am terrified to try an axe throw. I really seriously think that's what the timing of the release is never right for me.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I could hurt someone.
My first one went way up and my second one went way down. My next three were within 8 inches of the full side.
Ooh.
So I called up my husband and I said, you better be nice to me now. I know how to throw an axe. That was my first try and probably my only time I'll ever do it. But okay, let's get this. Happy birthday, Joe. Joe, is it your birthday? Come on, show us your picture. Joe.
Oh,
I'm back.
Is it your birthday?
It is my birthday. Thank you very much.
Well, you look younger than ever.
Oh, I feel younger than ever, but I think mortality is still a reality. Today I turned 75.
Oh my goodness, good for you. Okay, one more just joining us, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this going. So Joe, we're not going to sing happy birthday to you, and it's not because
Thank
we
you.
don't love you, but when you try to sing on Zoom, it just comes out all garbled anyway. So, and really, we would do a really good job. Good morning, Laura. Okay, let's go. We are going to be talking about red badges and blue badges today, and everybody's got a different take on that. So I'm interested in what we can learn from each other. First of all, yes, it's being recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel. I'll post it overnight. What, Jennifer Olsen? Oh no, that's somebody else. I have an idea. If you will put your club name after your participant name, that would be great, because then when you're speaking, other people can go, oh, Carly is from the Rotary Club of Ashland, Lithia. Isn't that nice to know? So that would be great if you guys could do that. And then if you want to be available for contact with each other, put in the chat the way you prefer to be contacted. So if you want somebody to text you, give them your text number. If you want them to email you, put that in there so that they don't have to go look it up in DACDB. Okay? So, oh, Lee just did. Thank you. He's easy. You can text him or call him or email him. All right. So those are my two little things. So let's launch into a PowerPoint. I have a few slides. You know me, not too much, because it's usually more interesting to talk to hear what you have to say. But let me share my screen. Can you see it?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, red badges, blue badges. Oh, but you know, some clubs have disbanded the whole red badge, blue badge thing. And a lot of us still have red badges and blue badges, but the criteria for those badges are just different as night and day. So let's give that a few minutes of thought before we launch into our own discussion. I like this. Holger Knack was the Rotary International president the year that I was club president. And that's a good quote, that it's important to have fun and serve the community, and that's how we grow our clubs. So what's the purpose of having a red badge? What is the purpose? I'm going to put you into little breakout rooms just for a few minutes. And let's see, how do I do this? Well, let's just have a, whoops, give me back. What's the purpose? Just let's do a popcorn approach here, and you guys can just tell me what do you think the purpose of the red badge is? I'm listening. You're all muted, so unmute and tell me. Carly.
I think one of the purposes is for new members who may not know a lot of other members in the club, for other members in the club to recognize a new person and specifically reach out and engage them and get to know them and make sure that they're connected to the various activities and other people that they should know in the club.
Good, thank you. Linda,
Yes, one purpose is we have a foundation and a club. And so one of our Red Badge requirements is to attend a club board meeting and a foundation board meeting so that when we start to understand the structure and what's behind our budget and those sorts of things.
anybody else? Purpose, why have a red badge in the first place?
One reason, I think, one of the primary reasons, I agree with Carly and Linda wholeheartedly, but I think it was for years and years a way of engaging new members and bringing them into the fold, so to speak. Rotary has so much going with it. It's so complex and so rich that it takes a while and some purposeful activity by the club to really get people up to speed about what it means to be a Rotarian.
True, true. Let's see, admit all. Marv's here, Bib's here. I see Janice has her hand up. Janice, you there? Hello? Anybody else with the purpose?
Christine,
Uh-huh.
okay, I just wanted to comment on Carly's comment. You know, usually you think of the red badge process as the new member trying to gain your favor to become a blue badger. And I love it that Carly pointed out it's our opportunity as a club to recognize those new members and remind them how happy we are that they are considering membership in Rotary and get them engaged. I love that.
I love that too. You guys are doing my whole slideshow for me. Janice, you still have your hand out. I gotta go shut a door. I'll be right back. Janice, are you there? Okay. Well, we'll move on. And anybody else? Because I can't see everybody at the same time. All right, well, let's move on. Here are some of the things that I found out just by Googling it. I learned a lot through Google. Google's my new buddy. Help a new member get acquainted. When I Googled what's the purpose of a red badge, integration, involvement, engagement, some sort of twist on that. Coordinated usually through a sponsor or a member, as a, you know, there's a list of criteria, so the sponsor or mentor will kind of work with the new member to make sure. And then some clubs have time limits or expectations or ASAP as soon as possible to complete the process. I know our club doesn't, which the idea there was that there's no pressure, but we have a red badge member that joined in 2018. Okay, we can blame part of that on COVID, maybe 2 years of it, but still that's a pretty long time. Okay, go. So here, Carly, is to piggyback on what you said, the involvement commitment. Who is the commitment coming from? Yes, most of the criteria that are listed for a new member are things that the new member has to do, right? But where is the commitment from the members that exist already? And what is their role in onboarding this new member? Just something to think about. And then there's a thought in some clubs that a red badge is kind of a probation, like you're not really a member.
Mm.
A lot of the club's red badge process says, yes, you're a full-fledged member. And then they turn around, and I got this quote right off of one of them. When the process is complete, the red badge is replaced by a permanent blue badge. So, you're just kind of not permanent until you get your blue badge. So how we think of it and how we model it, and how we talk about it is going to have an effect on how our people approach it. I don't think this guy was a Rotarian. Rotary wasn't born yet. But important to keep in mind. So thank you, Marv Kaplan from Redmond Club, who sent over yesterday their criteria for red badge and blue, or for getting your blue badge. Some of the criteria are required, some are optional. I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. I want you to think about all the options and make your process as smooth and as helpful as you can. Another thing that I noticed though from Marv's, he sent me 2 lists. One is for a transferring member, a transferring Rotarian, and the other one is for a new member. And when you think about it, you might not need to have somebody go through the ABCs of Rotary if they're a transferring member. So there might be some wiggle room in your guidelines there. Just a thought. Hello, let's click. Okay, Grumpy. There. So here are some of them, and I've got them broken up into several slides because I didn't want to blow you away. And this slideshow will be sent out tomorrow with the YouTube recording, so you don't have to furiously take notes, although you might take note of anything that's new or different to you, because I want to talk about it. I want you to discuss it afterwards. So sitting at different tables, meeting new Rotarians. I found that at some of the club's criterias, and some of the clubs said that this is something that the new Rotarians or the existing Rotarians have to allow as well, because you've seen somebody go try to sit at a table and it's like, that's the old boys table or whatever.
Yeah.
So the existing Rotarians have to accommodate the new Rotarians, invite them to their table and assimilate and make them feel welcome that way. Something that I've done a lot of through my chamber involvement, my current chamber involvements, that I saw some Rotary clubs are starting to adopt is one-on-ones, where you meet for coffee or lunch or dinner or drink wine after work with another member. So now here again, whose commitment is that to do? Is it the new member that says, hey, you want to meet me one-on-one? You look like a nice person. Or is it an existing Rotarian that says, hey, you want to go out for coffee one time? I'd like to get to know you. And which way is going to make them feel more welcome? And another club said that they require one-on-ones with a club officer or director. That's kind of a cool idea too. Again, who's doing the inviting there? Just something to think about. Okay, this is an old as the hills one. Deliver a short bio. It's sometimes like pulling teeth to get people to get up and speak in front of a crowd and deliver a short bio and talk about themselves. But it's very important that the other members get to know the new member. Who are you? What do you do? What do you like? What do you do for fun? Tell us about your family. And so Laura Abruzzini from my club, who's on this call, has come up with the idea to do an interview at the front of the club meeting and ask a few key questions of the person so that it's not a speech. It's just, but it's the same thing. We're finding out a little bit more about you. Another approach might be an article for the newsletter, you know, or just a few paragraphs of here's the new person and they're really passionate about bicycling riding and their name is Lee Eckroff, something like that. So serving as greeters, seen that where that's serving as greeter once or for a whole month or maybe 3 times, different ways of approaching that. And giving an inspiration or thought for the day is another criteria. There are some clubs that still say invocation, so I'll throw that in, although non-denominational would be a good thing, if that's my little caveat, my opinion. Paul Harris, everybody knows who that is. So there are some more criteria. Attend a new member orientation, or some clubs have training meetings, or some clubs have firesides, or some way of getting to know what Rotary is. You know, when you're coming in as a new member, you probably remember there's a lot of jargon and a lot of aspects to Rotary, from the foundation and Polio Plus and our club meeting, and then there's a district, and how does this all fit together? And giving somebody an overview might be a criteria. To attend a social or a happy hour might be a criteria, or a networking event like I'm planning for our club. Attending a board meeting, and then was it Carly, was it you that said attending a foundation board meeting, or was that somebody else? Was that you, Linda? That was Linda. Okay, I knew I'd forget, but. And then attending a district conference or the celebration or district training assembly or something like that, just to see what a bigger picture than your club. And the other good thing about that is you can get other ideas from other clubs and other Rotarians. Many clubs have a new member guide, or there's one that's called the ABCs of Rotary that's available online. So that's something that you might say, okay, you got to read that, check that off. Visit the club's Facebook page or website. I liked Marv Kaplan also says, and make one suggestion to improve it. I think that's kind of a cool idea, because sometimes we get our best suggestions from outsiders or people that aren't ingrained in our ways of doing things. Maybe we think we're being crystal clear. Somebody else looks at that and goes, huh, what are you talking about? So wouldn't that be great to know? Visit the district Facebook page, visit the RI website. I didn't throw the zone in there, but you know, it's fun to visit other club websites, although I don't know if it needs to be a criteria. Janice, you have your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I got my volume fixed. The new member guide, are there paper copies of that available?
I was referring to one that our club has designed. Lots of clubs have them, and there are a lot of templates online that you can use to make one your own. Any other questions, comments? I'm just going to try to whip through this so that we can have breakout sessions with the rest of our morning. Visit another club. Now, that's really easy to do. During COVID, I visited a club in California. I visited a club in London, and I visited a club in Chicago. I mean, on Zoom, you can visit clubs anywhere, right? But even within your own city or town or area, it's really helpful to go see other clubs, and it gives you a broader perspective of what Rotary is, you meaning the new member. Having them invite a guest to Rotary, you know, one of their friends that might have a service mentality. This is a good one. Goes back to what our current Rotary president is saying, each one bring one. So invite a guest to Rotary, not as an arm twisting, here's your application, you want to join, but just invite them to come and experience who we are and what we do. invite a speaker to deliver a program. Sometimes we get kind of stuck in our speaker content, and new members can bring in really rich ideas from their own background, their interests. And of course, sponsor a new member would be a great thing for, I'm not sure that that'd be a requirement, but hey, it's your club, you can do what you like. Okay, let's see. I think this is the last slide. No, it isn't. One more after this. Serve on a committee or a project. That's usually a no-brainer. Get involved in some way, because involving people in service is the way to really get them hooked. Have them participate in a fundraising project of some sort, whatever your club's doing. Support polio or the Rotary Foundation, and display a declaration of being a Rotarian publicly. That's a typo. It should just be a singular Rotarian. Like, we used to always wear pins, and those aren't worn as much publicly, but there are stickers for cars. There are stickers for businesses that you can put your, show that you're a Rotarian. This is the way we can market ourselves and build pride in who we are and what we do, because we should be proud of it. We're a pretty amazing group of people, and sometimes we're the last to say so. So here's one that I've always had a little bit of a issue with, that a lot of clubs say meet at least, and they'll say 75% or 42 people, meet this many members and have them initial their picture on your club roster. Of course, you got to give them a club roster, but have them meet, go meet them at the meeting or whatever, or at a social, and have them initial their picture. But what about having the responsibility on the existing members to approach the new member and say, hey, I'm Joe Vincent, let me sign my name on your roster. And by the way, do you have a family? Just finding out a little bit about them. So there are a lot of these things that we can twist around both ways. Whose responsibility is this? Who's going to benefit from us growing Rotary? This is almost 100-year-old quote, but I thought it was kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here and stop the share. Any comments right off the bat? And then I want to break you up into breakout rooms. So, oh shoot. No, what did I just do? Are you still there? Whew. Okay. Unmute yourselves and tell me if you have a comment, just overview comment.
So Christine, one of the things I've seen in a couple of clubs, including my own, is at times you'll get membership committees or a specific person who's really focused on this onboarding, and they create a bunch of these processes and systems and expectations, and all of a sudden their energy goes away, and all of these processes and expectations also go away. And so it's an interesting journey that every club has to go through to decide how much energy and effort they put into it. And it's interesting. A lot of it even comes to this question of the button, right? And I'm glad you started with that, because I've seen a couple of clubs who have gotten rid of the colors because all of a sudden they felt like they were being exclusionary by having different colored buttons. And suddenly, if you had a red badge member who was not getting the ideal onboarding experience, which somebody or some group may have set up, you may create a situation for your club where like everything is right. Like nobody is welcoming this person because they're not going through a process that somebody's not putting in place. All I'm saying is whatever a club does, they have to be careful, because a process could come back and bite them the wrong way too. So that was all I had.
True. Thank you for that. A lot of times we put a process in and then we throw it in the bottom drawer, never look at it for about 5 years until somebody says, hey, we should really look at this. Marv Kaplan's got a hand up and then Robbie's after that, okay?
I
Marv.
think Lee has a really good point, although our club has not had this issue. Our committee creates a mentor for each new red badge, and then it's the committee members that follow up with the mentors to make sure they're doing their job. Our process normally works about maybe 3 months. Like this Thursday, we'll have 2 people transitioning from red to blue. And that gives us maybe 4 people left to transition. So it works out really well, considering they have a whole list of things that they have to do that Christine saw. So works for us.
Robbie, thank you. Marv.
We don't have red badges at all.
Okay.
And a new member gets, a little tag on their name tag that says new member, and they have to keep that on until we get another new member. So at least in my case, I had mine on for a year, but we're a small town, we're a small club, and we do a lot of the things that everybody mentioned that were requirements for the red badge, but we do not have a red badge, and I doubt if we ever will. It seems to be working well. We will meet with new members one-on-one, taking them out to lunch or whatever. We do often ask them to present at one of our club meetings, even before they become a member. And that seems to work out for us really well. We don't have any kind of a checklist or anything to go over. And people are always very excited when they get rid of their new member ribbons. And that is a cause for celebration, but it's really only because we have another new member that has joined.
Well, that's an interesting take on it. I know Russell Hampton and probably anywhere else you get your Rotary supplies has those new member ribbons, and I've seen those, but I haven't. Any of the clubs that I've been involved in have used the red badge, but I imagine the ribbons are cheaper. So anyway, whatever. Linda.
Thank you. Our club, at the end, when you move from your red badge to blue badge, we've started holding a special event in the evenings, and people can invite their family. And we're doing it actually next week as a part of our regular club meeting. And we call it a fireside chat, and we have a whole program around that. So we're going to share it with the entire club at a regular meeting, but it will still be that special ceremony. And out of the 10 new members we've had recently, we're graduating 6 of them because they're able to be there. But we have the other 4, we'll have to figure out another way to do that celebration. But it just sort of includes club members and the new members in this sense of commemoration and acknowledgement of the work they've done to get to know the club better.
And I'm guessing that all of the purpose of all of this is retention, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're focused 5-10 years down the line. Did it work? Bev, you've got your hand up, and then Joe after that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Marv on their mentors. When is it all the membership committee members that are mentors, or do you just have a longtime club member, or just any other club member be a mentor?
It depends who the sponsor is. Sometimes a sponsor wants to be a mentor. We go to the membership committee first to see if somebody wants to be a mentor, or to the general membership. It's not limited. It's whoever is the best fit that makes it with the new member. If they have a relationship, that's the best person to train them in, by using our book. And the book is always, it's a living document, so we're always changing it. But if you go through that in 1 hour, which you can, you sit down with the person, and as soon as they get their red badge within 2 weeks, a mentor is assigned to them. And then they will sit down, go through the book, and then part of that section is the red badge to blue badge requirements. And depending upon whether they're a new or transferee, we kind of go through that, and here are the things that are expected. But prior to that, before they join the club, we have an hour meeting of what expectations are, both from the club to the new member and the new member to the club. And that kind of helps sets the groundwork for things as we progress.
Okay, thanks.
Marv is on membership, the district membership committee, and just between you and I, don't tell him I said this. He's a great resource and always willing to share. So Marv, I imagine you put your name and information in the chat, or you can look him up in DACDB, and he's very responsive and very successful at his own club.
Well, there are two people that have already asked for the mentor book, and I just gave them my email to send me any information. I'll put my email out, so if anybody wants that information, I will get it to them. It will not be this week. We have our daddy-daughter dance this Saturday, so
fun.
We actually have 3 fundraisers going at the same time because of COVID. It has been an adventure.
Catch up. In case you don't know, and I still see Joe Benson's hand up, but I'll space it out if I forget to tell you. In the chat box, there are 3 little dots down in the bottom of the chat box. And if you click on that, you can save the chat. And then that way, when the meeting's over, you will have the whole list of chatted comments. Because if you're like me, I can't look at them all and pay attention to what anyway, it's just TMI, right? So just the 3 little dots, and let me know if you have trouble with that, and or maybe I can send out the chat too. Joe.
Yeah, pre-COVID, we put together, the Greater Albany Rotary Club put together a real crackerjack membership committee, and it was 6 of the biggest leaders in our club. And so they listened to the club, and the club clearly wanted wanted it to be easier for people to join, less process, and they wanted it to be simpler and more friendly, getting people transitioned into the club. And so as a result of that, and after an awful lot of planning and thought, we eliminated an awful lot of the membership process, if you will. And part of that was the transition from red to blue badge. So right now it automatically happens. You're a blue badge member after 60 days, no matter what. That did make it a lot simpler. But a result of that, we found as the pendulum swung from one side to the other, that we lost a lot of the institutional knowledge among the membership. And so I think we're in the process now of the pendulum swinging back the other way, where we re-up a lot of the process that we had and make it and create a meaningful experience. I want to jump on one comment too that I've heard about Marv. During our membership committee's process, I interviewed or talked with people throughout the district involved with membership, and Marv was just a fount of information. Marv, just congratulations to you and your club for the great, thoughtful way you do to integrate new members into Rotary International and make them feel like they are part of something that is a really big deal, well outside of their immediate club and community. So I think the idea of mentorship was a direction we intended to go, but it didn't get beyond discussion when COVID hit, and then that really suppressed almost all committee activities. So we have a new committee chair now, and we're going to be looking at mentorship very, very seriously.
Good deal. While we're on the Marv celebration thing here, Marv, your programs, your meetings are still hybrid, correct?
No, we've had, oh no, I'm sorry. We've had hybrid meetings since July. And by the way, to Joe's comment, by the way, thank you for the compliments, but it's the whole club that does this. During COVID, we eliminated some of the requirements. So we altered the blue badge to red badge, and that seemed to work out really well.
But to answer my question, you're still are you hybrid? What I'm interested in is, can any of the people on this Zoom call come to your meeting?
Yes, our meetings will always be hybrid. Okay.
Then are
Even if
they
we have
always,
I'm
are
sorry.
they always the same Zoom link?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us in the chat what day and time you meet and what the Zoom link is? And then that way, if anybody wants to drop into one of your meetings, there is no better education, you guys, than to going to other meetings and seeing how other people run things.
I would be happy to do that with a slight caveat.
Okay.
We're really careful about who we admit to our meetings because of issues that even the district has had in the past.
Yes.
You are more than welcome to come in, but if you are going to come in, let us know. Because if we don't know who you are, we're not letting you in because we don't want a repeat of what happened in the district.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair, right?
All right. I will have to. I'll go on to our Zoom account as we're talking, and I'll pick up the invitation, and I'll.
And you meet when and what time? Lunch?
That's Thursdays from 12 to 1.
That's the same time I do.
In fact, Jim Lucero will be our speaker this Thursday. So,
oh, cool.
Which will be
interesting. That should be a good one.
You have my email address. Why don't you just email me if you want the link? I think it'll be better that way because it's so long, and you're more than happy to come to our meetings. We have a very energetic meeting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And anyone else that wants to put in the chat that you're making an invite for somebody to come to your meetings if they're hybrid, why not? You know, it's a fun, easy way to make up. You can do it sitting at your desk. So Janice, you had I'm sorry, I keep calling you Janice. Janice, you had your hand up. Did you have a question or comment? Oh, I'm not hearing you.
Get the link from the chat to the to an email or something. Just email.
I'm sorry, Janice, would you put whatever you just said in the chat? That was just really hard to understand. Did anybody else catch it? And who's got the same ringtone I do? That was Joe, I guess. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, let's break into breakout rooms and talk about what do you think is the most important things for onboarding a new member, whether it be criteria or not, whether you have blue badges or not. What are the most important things to onboard your new members so that they're going to be engaged and hopefully you're going to retain them? So let me do this. Let's see, where's the breakout rooms? Right here. I'm going to assign, say, 4 of them. So there'll be 3 in each room. So try to let everybody have a chance to chat and then have somebody that will be willing to report when we come back, and I'll give you about 10 minutes, okay? And there you go. I'll drop in and visit. come back in. Come on. Come on.
Mm, Christine, I'm gonna have to take off in a little bit. So,
Is that your way of making Laura the one that has to summarize what you guys talked about?
hey, I thought that was a great approach.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just so busy. I have to leave. No worries.
I'm gonna stay on as
We'll
long
pay
as
you
I
back
can.
next time.
For sure.
Okay. Comes everybody? Oh, are you all back already? What prompt little kids? I don't even think, or did you get booted back? Okay.
You got booted back.
Okay. Laura, why don't you tell, I'll start with you since your whole breakout room left except for you. So you can say whatever you want that you got out of this session.
Well, as you know, membership is, the whole thing is new to me in this position, but we were talking about the best way to make a new member comfortable and recognized as they come in. And I was saying I liked the red badge idea because it allows members to know who that new person is and come and I feel like it's the members' responsibility to make them welcome and for us to have a process to share with them and show them what Rotary is, how it works, show them the opportunities. I love the idea that someone had mentioned about celebrating when they reach that point. I think a time frame on it would be great. Mimi was saying that her club was struggling with just job descriptions of who does what, and she had somebody not want to deal with the whole thing, and it's falling back on her. So they don't do they're thinking about doing the red badge or they're not doing the red badge. But she's having a hard time getting even people to volunteer doing things. So that's what we came up with. So I really like what I've heard earlier about what the suggestions people have had about what to do with red badges or not.
Thanks, Laura. Laura's a brand new green, getting her feet wet membership director of Southtown Rotary, my club. And I'm really glad that she stepped into that role. Funny thing, next month, we're going to be talking about what you would call in business job descriptions. But what's your committees do? What does your board positions do? When you ask somebody to be secretary, what does that mean? So that's just something that's a teaser for next time. Carly, what did your
I
committee
have
talk
to
about?
say, Chris, I have to interrupt just a second. My stepping into this position was kind of like a blindsided, here you go. But I wouldn't have survived had Chris not been there and been friends. And she's guiding me to even like where to find the paperwork and what to do and all of that. So thank you, Chris.
You bet, you bet. And I'm glad to do it for anyone. So Carly, what did you guys talk about?
Well, we talked about how first impressions were really instrumental with making new members feel like they're part of the club and feel like they want to be involved and retain them. So the biggest thing is energy level. Making sure that the new member, when they're coming on, they're able to feel involved, that there are activities that they get brought into. There are people there to help lead them and get them excited because they should be excited themselves about Rotary and the projects they're working on. So just having that almost cheerleader effect is really instrumental for bringing someone on and feeling good about what they're doing and what they are able to contribute to Rotary. So that we discussed a lot of that and some of the struggles that we've had with trying to maintain that, but recognizing that we're not going to be able to bring on and maintain new members if we don't be the club we want to join. So that's
Ooh, there's a slogan there. Be the club you want to join. I love it. That's great. Write that down, you guys. That's a good one. Bev, what did you guys talk about? Would you mind letting us know? Or you can make your cat do it.
We talked about service projects, finding what a person wants to do, and then like Lee said, his mantra for the past years has been, you know, the clubs apparently that have the most service projects and that have they're engaged, get members and keep members. And so that's, I think, Leah, did I cover that pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, just to the extent of, I still believe service projects are the answer to all clubs projects. So in our discussion today with onboarding of new members, I think service projects are the answer to onboarding new members. Like, it's always my answer to everything. So anyways, that's just the box I stand on.
It's a good one too. Jill, we've got about 1 minute. You want to summarize what you guys talked about?
Well, Linda is going to be our captain.
Oh, okay.
Oops. Okay, so I'll run through them quickly. We have a generational divide in our club, older members, newer members, and the once a month social, all the older members come to, but the newer members are shuttling kids back and forth at that time. So we're starting a Saturday family gathering as a substitute for a meeting. So Rotarians with families can come to a park of their that we designate and bring their kids, and the kids can play, and the parents build relationship. We have an older Rotarian and a younger Rotarian that are passionate about outdoor activities. So once a quarter, they're going to be sponsoring an outdoor activity. Club service projects was mentioned. Connection with people, a phone call every now and then, or the mentor meeting with the mentee to ask questions about how are you doing on your progress on your red badge to blue badge. What were some of the others? So good mentors are really important. And if you haven't heard from someone in a while, just pick up the phone and talk to them. Our last member pre-COVID, when COVID happened, everything stopped. And I picked up the phone and just called her for another reason. It was the first phone call she'd had from a Rotarian in 2 years, and she was on the verge of quitting. So it makes a difference.
Yeah. Linda had a good summary from her phone calls that I'll leave you with before I adjourn, that the two things that she notices people want: connection and purpose. So we've got to give them connection and purpose. And I'll see you all next month. I'll be sending out a recording and all the pertinent Marv's information, the slideshow, this chat. I'll send it all out tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, Christine.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.